Hi, do you want to become a millionaire? No? Well, why did you click on the video then? If you do want to become a millionaire, then just know that so do I. The only problem, the only reason why we have not become millionaires yet is because we do not know how to do that. So hopefully this video will help us. As you can see pretty clearly, I am a nerd. So if I have like a problem, I usually turn to books because books contain wisdom and such. And today we are going to look at a couple of books about becoming a millionaire. So there is also one little problem. I am pretty lazy, so I don't want to read the whole book or several. Not for this video anyway. So what I did instead was I used this website Blinkist. You probably have heard of it. If you didn't, it's an online service that allows you to read concise summaries of books. So I know it's not like the proper way to read books, but for certain types of nonfiction, it should be just the thing, because if you cannot summarize in a relatively short article what your proposed steps to become a millionaire are, then you probably shouldn't have written the book, right? I mean, there should be just clear instructions, or at least clear ideas to follow. So Blinkist is perfect for that. It just summarizes key ideas and expands on them a little bit. So today we are going to look at two books, and I will be probably continuing this series to include more books. I will also be rating them. I will rate them from 0 to 3, giving 1 point for the advice being easy, quick, and reliable. So quick, easy, and reliable ways to become a millionaire. Of course, when you think how people become millionaires, other than, inheritance or such, you probably have some ideas in mind, like you can win a lottery, which would be quick and easy but very unreliable. You can invest, you can earn a lot of money over the course of many years and invest it, and then it will grow. So that would be reliable and relatively easy, but not quick at all. And finally, you can also start a business, which could give you money relatively quickly, like in a couple of years, but it won't be easy and it won't be reliable. So we all have the basic ideas of how people become millionaires, and let's see how they compare with the advice that the books give us. So let's jump right into the reading. The first book is called Baby Steps Millionaires by David Ramsey. No relation to Gordon Ramsay, I think. This book begins by tempering our expectations. Millionaires are just ordinary people who happen to own a nice house and two cars, or, just a one-bedroom apartment in New York or San Francisco. But it's still pretty good. It's better to have those things than not have them. And apparently, according to this book's author, it's achievable too. Like, anyone can do that. And also the author claims that this 7-step plan is the quickest and most surefire way of helping you build that $1 million net worth. So yeah, it's already helped thousands of people in the last 3 decades, regardless of what their situation was when they first started. So that is good. That means anyone can follow this 7-step plan, and it's the quickest and most reliable way to become a millionaire. So already 2 points out of 3, I guess, based on the claims anyway. This all sounds awesome, but oh wait, there is a disclaimer. Expect your first million in an average of 17 years. 17 years? Wait, I thought that was the quickest way. How long do slower ways take? Like 100 years? I mean, 17 years is a pretty big chunk of your life. I was 14 17 years ago, so yeah, if only I was starting these steps instead of, playing video games all day long. Well, okay, if that's the case, we better hurry. Let's start right away. Let's start right now. So, what are these 7 steps? The step 1, put in away a starter emergency fund worth $1,000. Well, that is great because I already did that. I mean, I already have more than $1,000 in my savings account. So I guess I can just cross that step off my list. Then let's jump right into the second step. Okay, second step is about climbing out of all your debt, except for your home mortgage. Well, joke's on you, I don't have any debt or mortgage. So the book says that all money for nights out, vacations, and even investments, anything that's not in a retirement plan must go into paying your debt. So you can check this off your list in the quickest way possible. Well, this sounds sort of reasonable. I guess there are potential situations when this advice do not apply. For example, if your loans are like super low interest and you would probably have more money if you invest everything and then the investment grows and then you can pay off your debt this way. But okay, I guess it is a good advice, especially if you have high interest rate loans. So I am very privileged in that I do not own anything to anyone. I can check this off my list, but this book is pretty real for acknowledging that like people are in debt sometimes. Sometimes you do not start from zero, you start from below zero, and you need to struggle and hustle to even get to zero. So yeah, this is good advice. Let's see what the next step is. Baby step number 3 is upgrading your $1,000 emergency fund so it can cover 3 to 6 months of your minimum living expenses in case of some emergencies. This is also pretty good advice that anyone should follow. I mean, having an emergency stash of money is good for your mental health and physical well-being. And I think I do have enough money in my savings account to pay for 3 months of rent, utilities, and groceries. Yeah, so this is also something I already did. Cool. So I'm already almost halfway to becoming a millionaire, which is pretty crazy. And you might be too. So congratulations. Okay. The book then says working your way through baby steps 1 to 3 typically takes an average of 2 to 3 years. I did it in 0 years. I mean, I just realized that I already did that, so it took 0 time. And that means that my speed of becoming a millionaire is infinite. So I am basically already a millionaire. Well, okay, jokes aside, I understand that many people have to struggle to get to this point. So this book is pretty good, and yeah, if you start following those steps up to this point, you will be better off, I think. The only problem is all this advice is just basic financial hygiene, I guess, and it's not specifically about becoming a millionaire. It's just, not living beyond your means and having an emergency stash of money. Anyone should do that, not only people who want to become millionaires, right? So the most interesting content will come after. Like, next few steps will be something that only millionaires are going through. Let's see what it is. You've sorted out your debt and saved for your emergency fund. Now it's time to really build your fortune. Finally, step number 4 is taking 15% of your household income before taxes and placing that into retirement accounts. Then the book goes over US specific retirement schemes, but the gist of it is you should put 15% of your gross income into special retirement plans where either your employer or the government or some other organization basically meets your contribution. So you are multiplying your pension money with the help of someone else. And if you have maxed out like this scheme where someone meets your contribution, you can also contribute to retirement plans which are tax deductible. So this is also like getting free money, basically, because you pay money into your retirement account and then you deduct it from taxes so that you get it back, right? So pretty cool. And that is it for investments, which is quite odd Because retirement accounts are good and all, but aren't they going to be available after I retire? Maybe I am wrong, maybe in different countries it works differently, but I'm pretty sure that retirement accounts are special in a way that you cannot just, take money out of there and use it to buy a house or something. You can just get regular payments based on that money. So I don't know. And the link is not explaining it either. Maybe the book itself does, so you should probably buy the book if you're interested. But this feels weird. Okay, so we are putting our money into our retirement accounts and they are getting multiplied by someone who meets our contribution. We also deduct them from taxes, so this is all great. What's the next step? Baby step number 5 is starting your kids' college fund. Well, I am European, so can't relate. But for the countries where you need to send your kids to college and pay for it, a large chunk of money, it is reasonable advice. I just don't understand how that makes you a millionaire. Like, technically, money in your kids' college fund can be counted as your wealth, but I'm not exactly sure what can you do with them, right? Can you just spend them on the college-related expenses for your child? Or what if your kid doesn't want to go to college? He wants to become a YouTuber or something. So what happens to the money then? Do they disappear? That's very interesting. But in any case, this is the money for your kid. It's not your money, so that's weird. I don't know what this advice is. I mean, it is a good advice. If you want your kids to go to college, you should make these college fund contributions. And they also, I think they are tax deductible as well. So that's good. But I don't know how that makes you a millionaire. Well, I guess it kind of saves your kid money. They don't have to take out student loans. So that's good, but I don't know. Let's move on to the next step. Maybe step number 6 will be something more reasonable. Step number 6 is settling your remaining debt, your home mortgage. Well, I don't have a mortgage. I am not qualified yet. But okay. So, whatever's left after your 15% retirement fund and your kids' college fund needs to go to your house payments right away. Honestly, I don't know about this one. This sounds extreme to me. Like, do you have any money for nice things or even like regular things? I feel like this book tells you that you should spend 17 years of your life just living on a bare minimum in very Spartan conditions. And you subject your kids to it and your partner. So, yeah, in 17 years, your kids will have a beefy college fund and your mortgage will be paid off and you'll have a big pension fund. So that's good, but you are spending the most active years of your life just living on a bare minimum, and that kind of sucks. I don't want to do that. So you will get a nice reward at the end of your life where you don't have to pay for your mortgage anymore and you have a good pension and stuff like that. But it sounds like you're sacrificing your normal life for a nicer retirement. In the current, economic, political climate, I honestly don't know if we are going to have retirement in any way. I feel like it's not something that we can surely rely upon. Okay, let's go back to the step itself. I don't think it's universally a good advice because, like I said, for the step 2, if the interest on your loans is low, then you probably shouldn't worry too much about paying them off as soon as possible. And you could probably be better off if you just invest your money and then your investment grows and then you pay off your loans using that grown investment money. So I did a little math thing. I crunched the numbers and apparently it's more efficient mathematically to Just invest your extra money into some index fund that tracks Standard & Poor 500. S&P 500 on average long term is giving you 7% growth annually, right? So every year over a long time period, your investment will grow 7%, which is pretty good. So if you invest your money into S&P 500 year after year, instead of putting them as payment for your mortgage principal, you will be able to repay the mortgage approximately 25% faster, assuming the 7% annual returns. And yeah, investment is risky, so sometimes S&P 500 falls down, but we're talking about long-term investments. I mean, mortgage will in any case be repaid over decades. So even if S&P 500 is down now or for a couple of years it's falling, it will go back eventually. It always does. So I would say that it's probably better to invest into some sort of index fund, but I don't know. Maybe the book is right. I'm not like a professional investor. Let's see what the final advice in the book is. And I want you to take a guess, like what it could possibly be. I mean, it probably is just investment, right? Or I don't know, maybe like starting a business on the side or buying up property and renting it or something like that. Any other ways of getting money that this book didn't mention. So take a guess and then let's see what it is. It is a suggestion to share your wealth with others. Huh? So I quote, take your family on vacations or treat a stranger to coffee. Whatever you do with your money now, you've earned it. So this is weird. How is spending your money on strangers helping you to become a millionaire? Yeah, and that's it. The rest of the book is just filled with personal stories of people who went through these steps and successful and inspirational and stuff like that. So that's it. What can I say about this book? It's weird. Most of the advice is just common sense, like don't go into debt, pay your debt as soon as possible, have an emergency stash of money for these times where you are unemployed or sick or something like that. Then also, I guess college funds and taking care of your pension is in the same category of generally applicable useful advice. So then we have advice number 6, which is just a rehashing of advice number 2, like taking care of your debt. And then we have this random thing that you should buy coffee to strangers or do whatever with your money, because now you have earned it. And it's here just so that there are 7 steps instead of 6, I guess. In general, this is not an advice to become rich. It's an advice on how to get a nice retirement, I guess. Not even like lavish, just nice, with a little bit more money than other people your age would have. The book basically tells you to sacrifice your comfort and enjoyment of your life while you're young, so that while you're old you can have a little bit more money. So the advice is kind of reliable, unless like civilization collapses or something. And it is easy to follow. I mean, it doesn't require you to actively do anything, right? Like hustle, spinning up businesses and stuff like that. So you just put your money into your retirement account and then tax deductible investments into your kids' college fund. So that's good, but you won't be rich. And this sounds like a reverse life hack. Like technically you have $1 million in your retirement account and your kids' college fund, but you cannot actually use the money you have in your retirement account or in your kids' college fund. So yeah, on paper you are a millionaire. You happy? So if we are to award points, I would say it's 1 out of 3. It is reliable, but it's not quick, definitely, and it's not really easy. Okay, maybe 1.5 point, because easy is a complicated word. You don't have to do anything extra. You don't have to hustle after work hours or weekends. You just take your salary and instead of spending it on nice things, you put it into your retirement account or to your mortgage repayments. So yeah, no partying for 17 years, no vacations, no such things. But you will get a beefy pension, I think. So that was Baby Steps Millionaires. What do you guys think? I honestly didn't expect that at all. This book managed to make becoming a millionaire a really boring exercise and ultimately not at all satisfying. But on the other hand, it has a lot of generally good financial advice, so you should follow some of these steps even if you are not planning on going all the way. So yeah, tell me in the comments up above what do you think, and I'll see you next time where I will review another book about becoming a millionaire. So see you then. Bye.